Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Windward Buddhist Temple Autumn Ohigan or Equinox and Peace Day service. My name is Annette Tashiro, and I'll be your MC for today. Our guest minister is Reverend Alan Urasaki. We will begin with the ringing of the temple bell, or Kansho, that signifies the beginning of a temple service. It is a deep and sacred ritual steeped in ancient tradition. It is the calling of the people to come together to listen to the Dharma and teaching. The temple bell represents the gratitude and deep appreciation of the members, friends, and guests of the Windward Buddhist Temple. Please sit quietly in your seat. We will begin the service with an offering of flowers and light. If you're able, please rise for the meditation, followed by the chanting of the Vandana Ti-Sarana by the congregation in Pali and English. You can find it in the red Jodo Shinshu service book on page 7.
Amida Buddha.
Please remain standing for the chant Sanbutsuge, found in the Jodo Shinshu service book on page 9, and it will be followed by an Ohigan Aspiration by Reverend Urasaki.
With profound feelings of appreciation and gratitude for the wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha that embraces all life, today we have gathered for this Autumn Higan and Peace Day service here at Windward Buddhist Temple, or Hongwanji. We believe that today and this service will help us express our deep gratitude and faith in Amida Buddha and in the Jodo Shinshu teachings. For these things we are truly grateful. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu.
Please be seated. Today's sutra is Sanbutsuge, which can be found in the Jodo Shinshu service book on page 46 and will begin on page 47. And Reverend Urasaki will explain more.
Well, good morning, everybody. You know, I like to kind of change things up now and then, here and there. No one's watching, right? Oh, well, I mean, not until tomorrow anyway. And so, so instead of chanting in the traditional way, in the Japanese, let's read together the English translation. All of you can read, right? Oh, okay. Just checking. Sorry, that was on 47, yeah. And so, yeah, so it's good to read. And so we'll read together. You can read aloud or to yourself or read what they call silently, right? As we used to say in school. And so let's begin. Sanbutsuge, hymn in praise of Buddha. Your radiant countenance is majestic, and your dignity is boundless. Radiant splendor such as yours has no equal. The blazing light of the sun, moon, and mani jewels is completely hidden and obscured and looks like a mass of black ink sticks. The countenance of the Tathagata is unequaled in the world. The great voice of the perfect enlightened one resounds throughout the 10 quarters. Your observance of precepts, learning, diligence, meditation, and wisdom, the magnificence of these virtues is peerless, excellent, and surpassed. Deeply and clearly mindful of the ocean of the Dharma of all Buddhas, you know its depth and breadth, and reach its farthest end. Ignorance, greed, and anger are completely absent in the world wandering. You are a lion, the most courageous of all humans, having immeasurable majestic virtues. Your materious accomplishment is vast, and your wisdom is deep and supreme. The majestic glory of light shakes the great thousand worlds. I vow to become a Buddha, equal to you, the most honored king of the Dharma, and to insentient beings from birth and death to the final attainment of emancipation. My practice of giving, self-discipline, observance of precepts, forbearance, diligence, and also meditation and wisdom shall be unsurpassed. I resolve that when I become a Buddha, I will fulfill this vow in every possible way, and to all beings who live in fear, I will give great peace. Even though there are Buddhas as many as 1,000 million kotis, or countless great sages as many as the sands of the Ganges, I will make offerings to all these Buddhas. Nothing surpasses my determination to seek the way steadfastly and untiringly. Even though there are Buddha worlds as many as the sands of Ganges, also the lands beyond calculation, my light shall illumine all of these lands. I will make efforts that my divine power may be boundless. When I become a Buddha, my land shall be the most exquisite. People there shall be unrivaled and excellent, and my seat of enlightenment shall be uncompared. My land shall be like nirvana, being supreme and unequaled. Out of compassion and pity, I will bring all to emancipation. Those who come from the 10 quarters shall rejoice with pure hearts. Once they reach my land, they shall dwell in peace and happiness. May you, the Buddha, be my witness and attest to the truthfulness of my resolution. And I have thus made my aspiration and will endeavor to fulfill it. The world-honored ones in the 10 quarters have unimpeded wisdom. May these honored ones always know my intentions, even if I should be subject to kinds of suffering and torment. Continuing my practice undeterred, I will endure and never have any regrets. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu.
If you're able, please rise for the recitation of Homages, which can be found also in the Jodo Shinshu service book on page 2. Hard it is to be born into human life. Now we are living in it. Difficult it is to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear them. If we do not gain emancipation in this present life, we may not be free from ill-faring in the ocean of births and deaths for kalpas. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures. We go to the Buddha for guidance. May we always walk in a way that leads to enlightenment. We go to the Dharma for guidance. May we be submerged in the depth of the teachings and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. We go to the Sangha for guidance. May we all be one accord, live the life of harmony, in the spirit of oneness, free from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriads of kalpas, hard it is to hear such excellent and profound teachings. Now we are able to hear and receive them. Let us try to understand the Tathagata's teachings. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Please continue to stand for the Gatha Shinshu anthem, found in the Purple Praises of the Buddha book on page 178. Thank you. Please be seated. Our speaker today is Reverend Alan Urasaki, and I'd like to call on Dennis Tashiro to introduce him.
Good morning.
Morning.
Reverend Alan Urasaki is originally from Hilo. He was an active member of the Junior YBA at Hilo Bitsuing. And actually, because of that, he and Merle kind of know each other from way back when.
I'm not that old.
Well, Merle was a junior YBA leader here, and he was in junior YBA. Is that clear?
I'm not going to say anything now.
Okay. While attending UH Manoa, he served on the first YESS, Young Enthusiastic Shinshu Seekers Camp committee, and was active in the Buddhist Study Center Youth Fellowship Group and Senior YBA, as well as a Junior YBA advisor at Moilili, Hongwanji. He attained a master's degree in education from UH and went to the Institute of Buddhist Studies in Berkeley, California to study Buddhism. Upon graduation from IBS, he received his Tokudo ordination in Japan and was assigned as a Kaikyoshi Ho, or minister's aide, at the Hawaii Bitsuing in August 1991. After a year of on-the-job training, he returned to Kyoto to receive his Kyosho, or teaching credential. He returned to Hawaii as a full-fledged minister and served as an associate minister at the Hawaii Bitsuing, then as a resident minister of Aiea, Hongwanji. In 2002, Reverend Urasaki left temple ministry and became a chaplain with the Federal Bureau of Prison at the Federal Detention Center in Honolulu. He was the first Buddhist chaplain in the federal prison system. He retired after 20 years of government service and joined the Shinshu Kyokai Mission of Hawaii as their assistant minister in 2022. With the passing of Reverend Roland Satsuguchi in 2024, Reverend Urasaki became the head minister. Shinshu Kyokai is an independent Jodo Shinshu temple in Honolulu, not affiliated with Hompa Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii. I now introduce Reverend Allen.
Well, good morning, everyone. Ohao gozaimasu. Yeah, we don't have to be so formal, because it's like, most of you are like, Oji-chan, ba-chan to me. No, I'm just kidding. No, you're not that old. You're not that old. Only Merle. But thank you for inviting me to be your speaker today. I'm going to get scoldings from Ryan if I move around too much. So I'm just going to stay here. But thank you. And today we come together to celebrate and observe two important days. The first is what? Ohigan. And the second day is, right. Oh no, it's my birthday. No, just kidding. Yes, Peace Day in Hawaii and Higan, which, by the way, is going to be next week, Sunday, right? Next week, Sunday. So yeah, but Windward is always, or I should say, sorry if I always going to say Kailua, because this is Kailua to me, is always ahead, right, of everybody else. So, but today is a truly special day. You know, as we come to beautiful Kailua, the windward side, where it's nice and cool. This morning, you know, as I drove over the H3 and came over and saw the green greenness of the koalaus and of Kaneohe and Kailua, where I come from, Pearl City, through the dry brown grass and everything, it feels like a whole new place. And it's I have this feeling of everything is so fresh, right, and green, and it's kind of a balance. And so this year, as I've said, September 21st is that day of the equinox, right? This kind of perfect harmony in the universe, or really, I guess it's just us on Earth, right? I guess it's not the whole universe. But, when the hours of light and darkness, daytime, nighttime are equal. And as the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, it draws this kind of straight and unwavering path for us to know where the Pure Land is, right? We say the Pure Land is in the west, right? The Western paradise, the Pure Land of Amida Buddha. And so this kind of cosmic alignment serves as a metaphor for our own spiritual journey, a path clarifying and guiding us from the confusion and suffering of this shore, or what we call Shigan in Japanese, this shore, to the peace and enlightenment of a Jodo, or the Pure Land of the other shore, or Higan, other shore. Now, I'm sure a lot of us heard of these things called pronouns. Are you familiar with pronouns? He, she, them, they, me, my, I. No, is that a pronoun? Anyway, I wasn't good in English. Anyway, so as I was, looking these things up, and I said, so Shigan is this shore, this world of suffering and confusion, where Higan, other shore, is enlightenment and peace, tranquility. So Shigan, she is confusion and suffering, and Higan, he is peace and enlightenment. I don't want to be politically correct, but anyway, I thought that was just a kind of interesting metaphor there. I know now Joy will make a whole new sermon about that. Anyway. And so this year, this symbolism is even more evident, as September 1st, or next Sunday, is the International Day of Peace. It's a global reminder to put aside conflict and remember our shared humanity. Here in Hawaii, this observance is especially meaningful. We take pride in the fact that in 2007, Joy, how many years ago was that? Many, many years ago. Yeah, she was half her age back then. Our state was the first in the nation to officially recognize this International Day of Peace as a state observance. It's really a kind of a testament to the deep-seated aloha spirit that resides in our community. And this initiative was championed by the Hawaii Federation of Junior YBAs. You were there too, right? Yeah, you was there. You was knocking on the doorways of the Capitol. And so the Junior YBA demonstrating that seeds of peace are often planted by the young, who envision a more compassionate world. Their actions show that peace is not an abstract ideal, but a call to active engagement rooted in our values. I have to remember that there's a camera right there. I should be facing the camera. And so for us as Jodo Shinshu followers, our Jodo Shinshu path teaches us the particular truth about this journey. It is a path of humility. When we take an honest look at ourselves, our own hearts and minds, we see that we are what Shinran Shonin called himself, basically a bombu. How many of you have heard of that word, bombu? How many of you heard people call you bombu? I don't know if people should be calling other people bombu. We should be calling ourselves bombu. But anyway, that's another PC thing. And so, foolish being, yeah, a bombu, our foolish being, our foolish nature. So basically, Shinran reminds us that we are driven by the three poisons, and as Joy often refers to, the three poisons are greed, anger, and stupidity. Yeah, stupidity or ignorance, or our gas, right? GAS. So our minds are not perfectly balanced. It's not full of peace and tranquility, but really our minds are like this stormy sea, right? Stormy sea of attachments and desires. The wars that we see in the world are but just a kind of reflection of the battles that we have within ourselves, in our minds. And so we long for peace, but our own efforts, in Japanese we call it jiriki, our own efforts inevitably fall short. And so this is the deepest, most humbling realization, when we ourselves come to find out that, we can't do things fully, truly, and sincerely by ourselves. We cannot cross this shore to the other on our own. And so we need some help. And in this realization, in this moment of recognizing our own failures, our own what we might call brokenness, Amida Buddha's call is heard most clearly. Amida's primal vow was not made for perfect people, was not made for righteous human beings, but for us, those who are true, real human beings, imperfect, and always needing help. Today, we read the Sanbutsuge. The Sanbutsuge provides a kind of a summary of Amida's, or before Amida became Amida, or the Buddha, or Dharmakara, Bodhisattva, his vows, which elaborated in the largest sutra. And so these are the solemn resolutions, the pledges, the wishes, the vows he made before becoming Amida, committing him to achieving enlightenment for the salvation of all sentient beings. The vow describes both his personal quest and also the creation of a perfect land, or the Pure Land, where all can attain enlightenment. And so what we chanted today, or what we read today in the Sanbutsuge, in the larger sutra, we talked about the vow, the Buddha's vow to become a Buddha. Dharmakara, upon hearing the teachings of Buddha Lokeshvara Raja, first resolved to seek supreme enlightenment himself. And his central commitment is, I vow to become a Buddha equal to you, the most honored king of the Dharma, and to bring sentient beings from birth and death to final attainment of emancipation. The second vow, the other point he made was the vow to deliver all beings from suffering. And this is kind of the core, the essence of the Buddha's compassionate intention. He said to save living beings from birth and death, to lead them to emancipation. He also promises to carry out this mission wherever he can, providing great peace to all who live in doubt and fear. And his wish to build a perfect Pure Land. And this is where a place is without suffering. It is a place of unrivaled beauty, a place where all can find true peace and happiness. And it also has the perfect conditions that one can achieve enlightenment. So you hear stories about the Pure Land as when it's such a it's a place that'll help you, right, to gain enlightenment. So whatever you think, whatever you wish, it'll come true. Oh, I want a cheeseburger. The cheeseburger appears. I want a In-N-Out double-double. It appears. Kind of like on Star Trek, right? There's that machine. You just tell you, oh, can I have this? And the door opens and, the meal is there. And in the Sanbutsuge, it also shows the Buddha's vow of untiring effort. He resolved to do these things no matter what. The difficulty, showing his immense determination. And so he said in there, even though my body may undergo many sufferings and much pain, I shall never cease in my efforts. Whatever I must bear, I shall have no regrets. So he really tried and did as much as he can. And they said for 5 kalpas. So 5 kalpas, have you heard of that word? Kalpas is a kind of a Buddhist way of having time, right? So they say a kalpa, I don't know, how many of you heard the story about what a kalpa is? Explain. One explanation I've heard is a kalpa is, so you have this gigantic granite block. How many of you have granite countertops at home? Okay, I'm gonna come to, I know that Tashiros have those kind of things. So this gigantic granite block that is 10,000 miles tall, 10,000 miles wide. So math teacher, what's the area of that? So every 10,000 years, an angel flies from heaven and brushes the feather wing on that stone. Yeah. So, how many times do you think that angel will have to do to, make that stone disappear? Yeah. That's 1 kalpa. And so, just like the time it'll take for me to get a hole-in-one, right? Really, kind of what they mean is incalculable, right? We can't imagine that time there. And so, it's really a long time that he did, but he never gave up, and eventually he became a Buddha. And so, the Nembutsu, saying the Buddha's name, or Namu Amida Butsu, for us is not a kind of a practice to earn merit or achieve enlightenment. It's not a cantation, just like abracadabra, right? Namu Amida Butsu. Only when but the Nembutsu is this kind of heartfelt response to hearing and receiving the vow. Yeah? For us, that we felt Amida's vow touches our heart and mind. It is the sound of our heart finding rest in the warm, boundless light of Amida Buddha's compassion. Reverend Bob Oshita says the Nembutsu, when he tries to explain what Nembutsu means, he says, to him, he says it's gratitude beyond words. Gratitude beyond words. So, how many of you have said, oh, you say Nembutsu, but what does that mean, right? These, 6 characters, it really expresses our appreciation that cannot be expressed in words. It is the spontaneous utterance of gratitude, a thank you for a gift that never could be earned, and for us, this is true peace. Now, take out that handout that went around. You should have one. Oh, you didn't get one, yeah. Oh, anyway. So you all have a handout. So this is something I learned from Joy as a teacher. Always give homework. Always give homework, because you can go home and try it out. Anyway, so, here. So we're gonna do a little exercise. 10 jumping jacks, 3 push, no, not that kind of exercise. It's only gonna be a mental exercise, okay? So this is something that I do with my congregation at Shinshu Kyokai. We do a little activity, just like when you do intergenerational activity. I couldn't do it here because it would take too long. So we only have a small group that come for service. So we do what I call Dharma sharing activities. So we have this kind of, I do what they call coloring page nowadays, worksheet. You know, and so with pictures of peace and whatever, and so the members can get crayons or, you know, coloring and color in the, you know, that's what they call, it's, what do they call it now? Mindfulness pages, or I just call them coloring book, right? Just like, it's supposed to help you stress reduction and, you know, those things. Yeah, so that thing, what they said is, what I needed to learn in life, I learned in elementary school. Yeah, that regard. So they color the things, and then we make this kind of pledge of how to show peace. And so, so there's these 3 vows that we're gonna make. So I will show peace to self, I will show peace to others, I will show peace to the world. Now, you don't have to write anything. I just want you to kind of sit and think about it or reflect upon it. And so if you can, it's kind of like meditation, right? So if you can find a comfortable, you know, sitting posture, I'm going to ask you folks to close your eyes. Don't fall asleep, but if you fall asleep, it's okay. If you take a nap, yeah, and just mentally or in your mind, think about these things as I talk to them, and how would you make this kind of vow. And so for a self, you know, we're here in the temple, in Amida's temple, and with the balance, the universal balance of the equinox, you know, where all things are equal. So I'm going to ask you to think about what is your biggest imbalance in your own heart today. Your biggest imbalance, is it anxiety? Is it a feeling in a situation, something that you're angry about, or you're happy about, or maybe a feeling of inadequacy? You know, so think about what that situation is. And remember, the focus is on yourself, right? What is this situation for you? And so just think about it. You know, we don't judge these things. We just look at it, see it as it is. And so for you now to see it, and just to yourself, whisper the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Buddha, as an acknowledgement of this feeling, you know, of this part that's in your heart and mind. And to remember that Amida embraces you with imperfections and all, just as you are. And now think about what you can do to show peace to yourself. Think about how you might resolve something, how you might change your thinking, how you might just recognize it. Okay, just keep that in your mind. And so next, let's consider others, how I will show peace to others. Is there someone who has hurt you, someone you have hurt? Disagreement, misunderstanding, maybe it's a family member, a friend, co-worker, maybe perhaps someone whose beliefs you don't understand. So how would you show peace to others? So let's just kind of let go of the situation, circumstance, and just see them as another being, another human being, struggling just as you struggle. And in your mind, extend the light of Amida to them. And again, in your thoughts, in your heart, say Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, for their peace. Okay, and just keep that in your mind. I know maybe your mind's kind of full already. Well, one last one. So now expand your awareness to the world. The news is often full of stories of conflict and war and suffering. It's easy to feel small and helpless, to be caught up in arguments and conflict, but think of the origami crane, that symbol of healing and hope. Think of the golden chain of love that connects us to every person, every being in the world. Then send out to the world a quiet Namo Amida Butsu. This word of breath of compassion for all of their suffering. And I will show peace to the world by doing these things. Okay, you may wake up. So when you go home, fill out what you thought. How will you show peace to self? How will you show peace to others? And how you will show peace to the world. So for example, we did it last week at our church, and I said, I will show peace to self. Oh, shucks, I forgot now what I said. I show peace to myself to saying to be kind to myself. In other words, give myself permission to feel angry or sad or hurt. Give my permission to self to feel happy, to be kind. So to be kind to myself meaning, I'm going to get 2 scoops of ice cream. Or I'm going to buy that Ferrari. Oh, no, just kidding. Right. And I will show, I made it kind of simple last week. So I said I will show peace to others by being kind to others. Yeah. Being kind to others is, when you think about it, is really very difficult. When we truly try to be kind to others, meaning that we don't do it with kind of expectation, right? Oh, if I be kind to you, then you have to be kind to me back. So when I say, when this other person wants to cut in on the freeway on-ramp. Have you ever been to the Luna Lilo on-ramp going to H1? People try to come around and cut into your lane, and I say, okay, go ahead. So I give them the little wave, and I'm being kind to that driver. So he just goes and, what am I waiting for? The wave, the shaka. I'm waiting for him telling me, thank you for letting me in. So, but it's like, well, are you not going to wave to me? Ba, ba, ba. You know, so yeah, so that's not being kind. I know Lisa does that every time on the freeway. But so to truly be kind is really maybe one of the hardest things. And I put down, show peace to the world by being kind to the world. I know it's kind of simplistic, but nowadays we feel so like, what can we do to even solve situations going on in our community, in our country? Being politically correct, I'm not going to say anything, but, right, there's so many things going on, and all we can do is just, focus again on us. Have you heard that song? What is it the title? Peace Begins With Me? Yeah, that song. So remember, peace begins with us. If we want to try to do things for others, try to do things for our world, we have to begin with me. And so, not much longer. So Higan also reminds us, it's a Japanese, in Japan, it's a kind of a thing that they do to honor their ancestors during Higan. So many people would go to the graves of their family to offer flowers and things during Higan. And really to remember that the family relationship and connection that they have, and really all the work that our ancestors have done for us, for today. In Hawaii, that path is kind of intertwined with the spirit of aloha. In a way, a lot of things, everything that we do too, is also intertwined with the spirit of aloha. The wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha resonate deeply with this aloha's essence, basically of unconditional love, mutual respect, and a wish for the well-being of all. Just as aloha is not passive, the gratitude that arises from entrusting in Amida's vow is also active. It's a verb, I think. Sorry, English teachers there. The Nembutsu compels us as individuals to engage with the world. We have to live, we're living in this world, so we have to engage it. We're not shutting out everything. You have this kind of picture of the Buddha sitting under the Bodhi tree, apart, in this forest or whatever, apart from everything, or the monks in the monastery, right? High in Mount Hiei or in Tibet or, whatever. But we're what they call householders, right? We're lay householders. So we're everyday people living in the midst of everyday life. So we have to engage in our world, our community. And so today I know you folks are going to be heading out after the service to engage in the community out in Kailua, and following the lead of the junior YBA members many years ago who made Peace Day a reality. The message of hope will be shared with our Kailua community today. The handmade origami peace cranes, is not just paper. decoration. It's really a tangible expression of your heart, your effort, your mindfulness, of the hope that comes through Amida Buddha's boundless compassion. It's kind of karma, right? Karmic qualities. Every fold that you made, and folding it and putting it together, that is karma that will be spread out into our community. And so as we go around and we hand out these cranes and sharing our message, it's not preaching, right? It's connecting. It's embodying the aloha spirit, reminding each person that they are seen, valued, and that peace is possible, one heart-filled gesture at a time. And so in conclusion, let's make a personal peace pledge together, affirming a commitment to live in gratitude and peace, guided by Amida's light. And so if you can all stand up, we're going to make a pledge. Stand up. Raise your right hand. No, I'm kidding. But put your hands together in Gassho. Put your hands together in Gassho. And let's share in this peace pledge. With a humble heart, I receive the gift of Amida's vow, knowing my own limitations and finding strength in the other power. I pledge to observe the movements of my own heart with gentleness, letting go of my attachments, and cultivating inner peace. For others, I recognize that all beings are embraced by Amida's light. I pledge to treat others with respect and kindness. I will listen deeply, speak gentle words, and share in the joys and sorrows of fellow beings here in Hawaii and throughout the world. And for the world, in gratitude for the interconnectedness of all life, I pledge to work for the peace and harmony in the world. As we are carried toward the Pure Land, I dedicate my life to sharing the Dharma and the realization of peace on this earth through every heartfelt gesture and every shared origami crane. Namo Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Buddha. All right, you may be seated. So I just want to thank you all for coming today, listening to my rambling. It was brought to you by ChatGPT, and really, I'm sorry I cannot join you folks as you go out into the community, but know my heart and my intention is with you as you share in the good work you folks do here at Windward Buddhist Temple. So thank you very much. Thank you. Namandas.
Thank you, Reverend Urasaki. Lots of lessons today. If you're able, please rise for the Gatha Arigatai, found in the Praises of the Buddha book on page 14 and 15. And continue to stand for the Nembutsu, found on page 145 of the same book. Please be seated. Thank you for attending today's service. Now we will have announcements by our temple president, Dennis Tashiro.
Good morning again. Thank you, Reverend Allen. I will try to be less frustrated and not get upset. Nah. I have experienced one kalpa, though. I had a hole-in-one several years ago. That'll be another kalpa for the next one, if it ever happens. So thank you again. Thank you, Annette, for being our MC. Cookie rang the Kansho today. Thank you. And David was our greeter. Joy was our pianist. And, of course, Brian is doing the recording of this service. We don't have a guest, but we do have a person returning for, it's been a while, Eric Yamamoto, Dana's son and Gary's grandson. So welcome back. Good to see you. The Hawaii State Lay Association 62nd Annual Convention was held Friday evening and all day yesterday. Windward Buddhist Temple was represented by Cynthia, Prudence, Ed, Makanani, and myself. We learned a lot, and we all enjoyed the fellowship with members from other temples across the state. There were also others attending via Zoom. Yesterday, we had several speakers who provided a wealth of information. There was particularly, especially related to kupunas, and they provided a bunch of material. So I collected a few things, and I have left it on the table in the back, so you can browse through it and help yourself with them. After refreshments today, some of us, as Reverend Allen mentioned, we're going to be walking sort of through Kailua, just up the street from barely a block. But what we're going to be doing is passing out cranes. Oops, what happened? Am I doing this right? It slid down. Anyway, it's supposed to be up here, something like that, and hang it. And this little tag says International Peace Day, September 21. Okay, so those of that, you can join us, please do. Again, it's only barely to Oneava and back. Okay, short walk. Okay, the 2025 Choral Fest will be held this coming Saturday and Sunday, September 20 and 21. The choir will include participants from across the state, including 4 from Windward Buddhist Temple. We won't have Sunday service next Sunday. Instead, we encourage you to attend the Choral Fest service at the Hawaii Bitsuing, where the choir will perform 5 songs during the service, and the service will start at 10:30, so you don't have to worry about getting up too early. If you have any questions, please see me. Then Monday will be the annual Ring Your Bells for Peace Day. This event is to promote Peace Day in Hawaii and the International Day of Peace. We will gather here at the temple and ring the Kansho and join hundreds of other people in Hawaii, the mainland, and few other countries, all ringing their bells via Zoom. So please join us here at the temple, 8:30, again Monday. There'll be a program from about 8:30 to 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, there'll be a minute of silence. And then at 9:01, everyone will ring their bells for 5 minutes. So next Sunday, again, no Sunday service. Our next Sunday service will be on September 28th. It will be our remembrance service. If you'd like to remember a loved one who passed away in the months of August or September of any year, you may do so during this remembrance service. Please add the name of your loved ones in the list that will be on the greeters table. And if you have a picture of your loved ones, you're welcome to bring that, and we'll have it displayed up here. The first Saturday in October will be the 5th annual Windward Mall Bone Dance. It'll be from 3:45 till about 8:30. The event, co-sponsored by Windward Mall, Kaneohe Higashi Hongwanji, and Windward Buddhist Temple, has been well attended and enjoyed by dancers, observers, and shoppers. We'll be needing volunteers to help prepare and cook andagi. There is a sign-up sheet on the table in the back. Your help would be greatly appreciated. This year, to kind of hopefully make things a little easier, as we used to always mix the andagi by hand, I'm going to try and prevent some of those sore arms from happening. So I'm going to bring possibly 2 stand mixers to do the bulk of the work. See, it was fun last year, so please come. If you cannot come to help do the work, you're welcome to please at least enjoy the dancing and so on. The annual Nembutsu seminar will be held on Saturday, October 11th at the Hawaii Betsuing Social Hall from 9 o'clock to 11 a.m. The seminar, presented by the Honolulu and Oahu districts and sponsored by the Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii Office of Buddhist Education and the University of Hawaii at Manoa, features Buddhist teacher and best-selling author Noah Rasheta. Please see the flyer that's on the bulletin board for more details, including how to register for it. Announcements.
Good morning. We have some items that we found, and I looked at the newspaper that some of the items were wrapped in. It says 1920. No, wait. Yeah, no, 1920? No, not 1920. Wait. 1920? No, wait, 2020. Yeah, 1920. Anyway, so the items are back on the table back there, so please help yourself if you want any of them. A lot of them are altar items for small home altars. So please help yourself. Okay, thank you.
You better save the newspaper. Historic. It was true. That's over 100 years, man. That's pretty good. That's awesome. Okay, are there any other announcements? Is Cynthia checking? Oh, yeah. I know. Joy needs to make an announcement. Come up here.
So this time of year, my Kailua High School Key Club comes and does our car wash. We're very grateful to the temple for letting us. So our car wash is today. I'm sorry, I wasn't here last week to advertise. I'm sorry if you already washed your car. It's donations requested, and my kids are coming around noon for those who are still around, but the official time is 1 to 4. So if you're still around noon, that's just for temple members, or you can come back later between 1 and 4. We'll still be here. So thank you very much.
And it won't rain the rest of the day, right? Okay, it's time for refreshments. So let's do the words of thanksgiving. We are truly grateful for this wonderful food, a gift of life. May we share its benefits with all beings. As we partake of this food, let us remember Amida Buddha's compassion, which surrounds all people and all forms of life. Namo Amida Butsu. Itadakimasu. Thank you.